We have all cringed at news media reports that sounded worse than intended. We've also heard organizations respond with misinformation or so slowly that they were lagging the breaking news. Contingency planning, that is, preparing for the unexpected, is a strategy of all leaders, or it should be. It may come as no surprise that firms that are proactive in putting out appropriate messages have an advantage over reactive responses to someone else's message. Novices in communication may assume that message content is the only important item. Communicators, and the best leaders are good communicators, understand that there are many facets to effective communication, including timing, body language, consistency, and of course, the content. In an interview with the American College of Education, Jeffrey Orszag related an experience of a leader that was surprised by the negative response to an honest message. Mr. Orszag rhetorically asked, "Did you watch the video?" The communication had been incomplete. We're focusing on organizational messages and responses to messages, particularly in unexpected or crisis situations. Eder, Ravasi, Kalyoni describe a complete change has occurred over the recent years in communication regarding organization messages and resulting reputations as illustrated. Historically, the information was from the organization. It was top down. Even the news media might accept this as accurate information. But today that has completely changed, with every individual having access and becoming a news source. Gil Rudowski of Ground Floor Media offers a top 10 list for responding to crisis events. Let's look at the top 2. They are not complicated. First, timing is crucial. Be first. Second, be honest and open. It's better to hear even bad news quickly and from the source. Let's look at 2 events. And keep in mind that actions speak louder than words. It's often the first message that is heard. One event is United Airlines. They pressed security personnel in April of 2017 to forcibly remove a passenger, a paying passenger, for an alleged overbooking situation. I suggest the organizational message began not with what hit the news, but with employees functioning in a rule-driven leadership structure that led to poor decisions by the employees. As we look at the photos, let's take note of both the element of social media and the organization's response. This is a sad scene. And this was taken by individuals who notice what's happening on the plane by the other passengers. That's right. Likely before the CEO even knows what's going on, the news is hitting the world in visual form. And look at this passenger during the event. Now, what information, what message will she hear from the organization? This is one of the first ones. That's right, a defensive statement saying we played by the rules. Let's look at the second event, Southwest Airlines. While this was not an event caused by Southwest, at least directly, it was catastrophic and resulted in the death of a passenger. In April 2018, a Southwest Airlines engine failed while in flight and resulted in the death of a passenger, despite the brave efforts of flight attendants and volunteer passengers on board. The broken plane landed otherwise safely. Let's consider social media and the organization message. So this photo is what hit the news. This is the action of the captain, the pilot, immediately upon landing. This is what social media reported. This started the positive message that went out. And that's the message that organizations would like to see. Is it true? Yes. Notice what one eyewitness said about the pilot's actions immediately upon landing. She took time to talk to every individual personally and shook their hand. And the organization's response? They immediately expressed their sympathy and followed up with a check and travel vouchers, which would actually bring them back into their organization as a customer. Yes, proactive leadership results in positive reactions. slow, reactive messages are incomplete and often damaging. Recall the comments by Mr. Rudowski of his top 10 list about timing and honesty? Well, he rounds them out with this: you're never sorry later for having taken the high road. I created the 3 F's for organizational messages responding to crisis. Be first, be forthcoming, show fellow feeling. Good leaders should not find this too challenging, and the messages will always result in a good night's sleep.